Hey friends, John here. I want to talk just a minute about tools and supplies that we're going to use to paint our awesome portraits. Paint portraits, you obviously have to have paint. So we're going to look at paints. What I use is the Winsor Newton Professional Watercolor, and these are a little pricey. This one 1049, 1102. We're looking at 824 and 799. In my palette, I've got 16 different colors here that I use of that Winsor Newton Professional Watercolor. Now, hey, when you spend that kind of money on 16 different colors, and I have more that I just don't have at the palette, but you can easily get $150, $200 wrapped up in paint. But if you're like me, you're just now starting on something, you don't want to throw a lot of money into it until you know it's what you want to do, till you know that you're good at it, till you know that you enjoy it. So we're not going to spend that kind of money on paints to start out. We're going to start with some less expensive paints, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And the same way, the paper that I use is Archie cold press. It's very pricey itself. We don't have to use that professional quality right now. We can start out with a beginner type paper, and I'll show you what we're going to start with. That's going to save us a little money. Again, let's not spend a lot of money in the beginning, okay? And once you get to where you're ready to upgrade, go for it. The reason that I spend the money I do on the professional grade products is because the paintings that I paint, the commission work that I do, I'm painting portraits of people's friends and family and their kids, and they expect a very high quality. And I want to give them their money's worth, so I give them the very best I can. Brushes here that I have, some of these are $20, $25 a piece, but again, we're not going to spend that much money starting out. We're going to go shopping and get some supplies that don't cost that much. In addition to paint, paper, and brushes, we're going to need some other supplies. Let's see, we're going to need some foam board. I use this styrofoam. It's a insulation foam. You can get Home Depot or Lowe's. I use it to put my paper on. We have to tape our paper down, keep it flat while we paint, so that it doesn't buckle up so much. And you can use the foam board. I have used a clipboard a few times, or you can use a piece of plywood, something that's flat, that stay flat. You can tape your paper down to while you're painting. In addition to that, and what I tape it with is painter's tape or masking tape, either one. I've used both. That's very good stuff. We're going to need something to keep our water in. I use a coffee can, plastic coffee can. It works very well for me. Something that you can set on your desk or table when you're painting. For years, I used a mason jar, which works very well. Whatever you have, whatever container you have that you can hold water and wash your brushes out in, use it to dip water to put in your paint. In addition to that, I use little spritzer bottles. I spray on my paint sometimes to kind of activate that paint and get it liquid. So that's kind of nice to have. Don't have to have it right now, but if you got it, that's great. You're going to need some paper towels. I use a lot of paper towels. Paper towels to blot my brushes to get some of the water out of it. I use the paper towels to pick up spots that I get on my paper that I don't want on there. If you use it while the paint is still wet, you can pick up a lot of that pigment. And also, I use them to remove paint or smooth out a paint sometimes. We'll get into that later on when we start painting. In addition to that, some other supplies we're going to need. Supplies for making the sketch, getting the sketch made for our painting. Obviously a pencil, and I like a pink pearl eraser. Those are handy when you're sketching. Need a carbon paper. Anybody see this? It's not widely used much anymore, but it's just a paper that has a black carbon backing, and you can use that to transfer your drawing to the paper you're painting on. We're going to need that. I use my laptop and my printer to print the photograph that I'm going to be painting. I use the Scotch tape sometime to, if I'm making a painting that's big enough where I have to print two different pages, I tape them together. Just some few supplies like that. Most of the things that we use besides the brushes, paper, and the paint are just going to be household supplies. You probably have it or can get it pretty easily. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go shopping.
All right, here we're looking at watercolor paints, and I have selected this watercolor. It's a Raw Langnickel Essentials, and it's got 12 different colors, and it's got some colors that I really like to use in it. $4.97. It's going to be a lot less expensive than what I've been using, so we're going to put that in our basket. Okay, I want to look at paper. We've got our Canson watercolor paper. This is a good quality paper. I used it for years. And we also have Grumbarger. This is a good paper. I've used it a lot too. So, but what I'm going to choose today that we're going to work with is this pad of Canson 9 by 12 inch watercolor paper, and it is priced at $4.97, and it's 20 sheets. Hey, that's not bad. Okay, let's put that in a basket. Let's look at our palettes. All right, here we go. $2.48 for this palette. Let's see, it holds 8 colors. So we're gonna work with that. Just a little bit of mixing trays there. We're gonna try this. We're painting watercolor, so obviously we need water, right? We've got the Perrier. We can go with the Perrier for $6.98 for the 6-pack, or we can go with the Ozarka 6-pack for $2.47. Or we can go with the tap water for free like I do. Less than $20. Hey, and we get change back. Out of our $20, we got $6.56 back. Hobby Lobby in the brush department, they've changed up quite a bit, so I'm going to go with the Master's Touch brushes, number 12 round. I've got a 1/2 inch flat. I've got a 10-0 script liner. Okay, and I've got, it's just a brush for getting water on your paper in a bigger area. So this is what we're going to go with for our brushes. They're a little more pricey than I wanted to spend, but the brushes at our Super Center Walmart are going to be, they had some pretty bad reviews on them, so I didn't want to get a bad product. So we're going to go with a good brush. A good brush will pay in the end.
Okay, friends, we're back here at the studio with our new supplies. Let's go ahead and open it up, see what we got. Looks like we've got a palette here. All right, very nice, very nice. That's going to be very good. Looks like we've got our watercolors. Let's open those up. All right. Very nice. We got my alizarin crimson and all the other colors that we're going to use in our portrait painting. This is going to be a good set of beginner paints that we're going to use here. The paper. This is an awesome paper. We've got 20 sheets. I think it's 140 weight. Pardon me, 17. Really a good paper to work with. So we've got that going on. We've got our brushes. These are going to be nice to work with. This round brush that I got, you want to be sure when you select your round brush, get one that holds a good, well-defined point. So that's going to be important when we are painting. And there's our round and our flat is going to be as well. It's important that we have a good, nice, sharp edge on that flat right there. That's going to work well for us. And our script line, it's going to be important. It's very thin, so this is going to be able to do a lot of detail work with. And then this brush here is just getting water in big areas, mostly. There will be times when we lay down color with it, but most of the time it's just for getting water on paper. So anyway, that's going to be an important brush too. So there we are. We've got our supplies. I think we're ready to paint. Okay? See you in the next video. God bless you.